All right, all right. Can you guys see me? I'm having some technical issues, but hopefully you can see me right now. Hand clap for you guys who are showing up today. Hopefully you can actually hear me and see me. Let me get the hand claps again for you. And I am not getting any audio. This is crazy. Hand claps again. There we go. There we go. All of a sudden, it's a Monday all over, and we're having issues with my audio. But no soundtrack for tonight for tonight's show. For some reason, that thing didn't working. But we're gonna start this off. We have the Aviator team. Hopefully, you guys are out there. You can hear us. We're going to get right to it. I'm gonna bring them in so we can get started. This is going to be we have two devs with us, guys, Magic and Stick. So can you guys hear me?
Sure can. How's it going?
All right. Welcome to the show, guys. Hand clap to you. Now, usually we have, it's usually a little smoother than this, but everything kind of hit the fan all of a sudden the last 5 minutes before I was coming on. So, but hopefully we're good. Let me go ahead and bring you guys in here. Let me go ahead and, there we go now. So again, hand clap to you guys for coming to the show. This is good because I wanted to really talk about this project. I've been doing research on it, and we've been talking in the background as well. I want to talk about this, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people want to get to know about this because there's some interesting things going on with the arcade, the whole concept, the Skybridge technology. Let's go ahead and get the introduction. We'll start with you, Magic. You want to introduce yourself, brother, and then we'll work to Stixel.
Sure. I'm Magic, one of the project founders. I'm also the team accountant, and I do everything else sometimes.
Good. Stixel, are you with us, brother?
I sure am. How's it going?
Nice. We're doing good, man. It's good that we're doing this. We're finally getting this out here, man, because again, I love the platform. And again, I can't wait to get into the actual bridge structure too with the Skybridge. And then of course the arcade, we talked about this, the advantages when it comes to bringing your project, your game, your whole arena into this umbrella. But as far as you want to introduce yourself, brother?
Yeah, sure. So I'm also one of the founders of this project. I'm the project manager and the CEO of Aviator Technologies LLC, which is our company that is behind the technology that we're building. And it's great to be here.
Yeah, nice. And let me make sure everybody can actually hear us. Can you guys, how's the audio? Can you hear all of us? I'm not sure. YouTube is giving me a different, my viewer is saying that we're still like not showing. It looks like we're actually on, so hopefully we're good. Everybody can hear it. And again, guys, welcome to the AMA. Let's go and get into it. We're going to go into, let's go ahead and pull this actual shot of the home page. Let's go ahead and get this in here. It's going to be the Aviator home page. What's going on, Jacob? What's going on, everybody? Hello to all the members and then to everybody else that's coming in as well. Let's get into this, guys, because Aviator, the actual how should I say, the initial premise, the actual beginnings of Aviator, before the concept. You guys have obviously been in the space for a while. You've already observed what's been going on. And Almo says everything is good, visual and audio. Thank you, Almo. Appreciate it. Thanks, Ned. Start us up from the top, bro. Take us all the way back to the conception and where we're at now. We'd love to hear that.
Sure. Yeah, I'll give the brief little history lesson, I suppose. So we launched about the middle of last summer, June or July, July 13th, June 13th, one of the two. And we started off keeping things a little on the down low. It was a stealth launch. And, this was before we announced that we were really a gaming project and a cross-chain solutions project. And as we come on and built further, we've announced a couple of applications that we're building, one of which is nearing audit progress. So in the near future, we'll be doing an audit with Hacken, who is one of the most respected auditors in the industry. They audited 1inch, Binance, Near protocol, many super popular and super successful protocols. So our bridge, Skybridge, which is coming out, essentially what it is it's filling a gap in this industry for a cross-chain bridge. Mm-hmm. As it is right now with the base network, Optimism network, and similar layer 2s, many bridges only support a limited number of tokens and have a significant delay. And what we're trying to do is having a custom solution that allows users to be able to have support for any token, including any NFT, and be able to use Skybridge as a launch pad to launch their token and make it cross-chain seamlessly. Also, part of our software suite that's coming out, aiming for in the near future as well, is Aviator Arcade. And I'm sure we'll get into the details of that soon. But it is essentially a game development and hosting platform for indies as well as AAAs, anyone who wants to host and build, essentially arcade style games and web games.
Yeah.
And it's a play and earn model with revenue sharing for developers and players, as well as a toolkit that makes API connections to the blockchain. So a game developer doesn't need to be well versed in blockchain in order to make a blockchain game. We handle all that backend stuff. So a more traditional developer can dip their toes into Web3 gaming and sort of bridge the gap between traditional and blockchain gaming.
Oh, wow. Yeah, anytime you can simplify, that situation, that onboarding, make it simple, simplify it, that's good. That's good. It brings a lot more business to the shop, as we say, and again, it's all about onboarding when you're building something like this, making it easy. And that is what you want. You want adoption. I think you're making it a whole lot easier than just the bridge technology too. We need this. And we were talking about this. We're talking about base and what needs to be done there. And you guys obviously are observing, and this is on base. Am I right?
Yeah, so right now we're on just ETH mainnet.
Okay.
We're aiming to be generally cross-chain and support a whole lot of different chains. Like I said, Skybridge has a launchpad, and we'll be using our own launchpad to make our token cross-chain. But Aviator Arcade will be running on base.
Gotcha.
So the low transaction fees are super important for gaming, as well as it uses ETH as the gas. So it's just one simpler thing. People don't have to go and buy an additional token in order to do transaction fees. They already have ETH. It keeps things very simple like that.
Yeah. And the reward structure is both ways. Not only does the gamer, get the rewards, the developer actually, they're going to receive tokens as well for the actual games that are being played. So it's a two-pronged situation to where the developers are going to reap the benefits, not only about, with the exposure, aspect of it, which is great for a developer, but as well as the gamer, participating with that particular game, because this is an arcade experience. And if you guys remember when we were kids, and probably you guys still do it today, a lot of us sit in our living rooms and do it with our PlayStations and, our gear that we have now, our PCs or whatever. But I know when I was growing up, we went to the arcade and we had a plethora of games. When you walked into that thing, you had options, right? All you had to do was get your tokens and you can go play any type of title that you wanted. All you had to do was walk up to it, put the coins in, and you had your fun. You can go to the next title. I see this in the same manner, but on a blockchain gaming format, and as well with the developers being able to have that huge level of exposure, being able to implant their game within the arcade. I think this is a great arena for that, for growth as well, and then really super easy to onboard as well. Wouldn't you say?
Absolutely.
Yes. So you were talking about exposure, and it's not just going to be indie developers that are hosting games on the platform. So we actually have a lot of projects that we've been in talks with that are interested in hosting their own games. So they're going to get, their token logos right there on the front page of the arcade, and they're going to have their communities coming in and playing games. And if their game is fun, people will see that volume running through their game. It'll be on the trending games, and other people will try.
Yep.
So it's kind of a way for smaller projects to crowdfund.
Yeah,
people that they wouldn't normally, have that exposure to.
No, you're right. You're right. This is a whole lot bigger than most people would think, especially now for a gamer. It's pretty simple. You come in and you have a large amount of opportunities to play pretty much whatever you want, earn, and just have a lot of fun and enjoy the experience. But as a developer, this is a dream, especially when it comes to blockchain gaming, because you can park it here and you can get a lot of, I keep using this word because it's so important in this space. With adoption and exposure, it goes together. So if you can place your code in your game essentially in a spot like this, you're going to win. You're going to win. And again, just like you said, you're going to have a leaderboard as well to where I can go in and look and say, hey, this is popping. Everybody's loving this title. Let me go try it. It's pretty cool. So I like that aspect of it. Now, you want to jump into tokenomics, because, people love tokenomics. Let's get into the actual, let's get into the nuts and bolts, because the arcade is beautiful. Skybridge, I love that concept. Can't wait to see this. We'll get into some ETAs too as well, because, people love to know when is it. And I really don't, I'm not trying to, pin you guys in the corner and say, hey, tell me when this is coming out. I need to know now. When is this coming out? We're not trying to do that. Because we know things take time, and you may have some obstacles and some walls that may come up, and you got to break through those walls. It takes time. Things happen, as we say, shit happens, right? But we'll talk about ETAs later, because people like that, and we'll get some general time frames, because I'm looking forward to this as well. Now, tokenomics. I'll let you guys take off with this. I have the pie graph up, and let's talk about tokenomics.
Yeah. So we wanted to keep it real simple. We have it even here on the page just for people to look at. And like we have the pie chart and this description, but it was a stealth launch. And so 60% of it went to public trading. 35% was kept in the treasury, which is only controlled by the DAO. So nothing comes out of that treasury unless the DAO says it can. That's not our money. That's the community's money, right? So if you're a voter, if we want to request funds, you guys, token holders, have to approve it. No exceptions. There's no, unfortunately, there's too many products and projects in this space that have treasuries and they don't have a proper paper trail, and then things can be questionable or unethical, and we wanted to avoid that. So we've got the DAO for that, and there's a 5% team allocation, and so that so far has released 3% of that 5%. It's 1% every 2 months. The next one is March 13th. And, it's just an airdrop to the team. That way, I can pay them in tokens, and they're incentivized even further to help grow this project, because, they have a stake in it, right? Just like a company owner might provide an incentive structure for shares in a company. It's a similar type of thing. So I want, retention for that. So the tokenomics are simple. There's no tax. It's just 0 in, 0 out. As simple as it can be. It keeps the transaction costs low. The way we look at it is, if it's not broke, don't fix it. There's no need to have a super complicated token structure or tokenomics. When we're building really a software suite that's based on this token, the software is what has all the features. The token can be quite simple. So that's our approach.
You do have a burn, and this, by the way, this supply is not large at all. So the burn is pretty significant, 7.5%, and that's going to go on as the project ages, as it matures. That burn is going to increase as well. But everything seems to be in line here. And we'll let's go ahead and go to the chart, because this chart is having some really good movement lately. I don't know if you guys can see that. Now, just over 1.5, let's go and say 1.6 market cap here, liquidity, 5-month lock. I'm pretty sure you guys are going to be relocking this accordingly as you see fit. Plenty of LP.
Once that expires, we'll be relocking and also distributing some to other chains as well.
That's fantastic. 828 holders. So guys, it's a nice little holder count, right, to get in. Circulation supply, like I said, it's not large at all. And for what's going on here, it's pretty much relevant for the actual ecosystem and what we have here. That's pretty decent. Now, total market cap is around 2.24. Decent volume. Metrics looks great, guys. And we did go, I like to do this as well. We'll go to the actual token security detection. Man, things look great here. It looks like you guys really paid attention, and looks like you really care about the community, because you did structure the contract well. No really red flags at all. And the only thing that was really, and let's talk about this. The only thing that really shocked me was the 0 taxes. You guys aren't charging anything to get in and out of this situation.
Absolutely not.
And I think let's go ahead and hand clap for that. That's good. That's good. I think that's for the nature of the platform, because, and again, guys, as you can see, this thing is it's looking great. Contract is good. I have to tell you, and again, the 7.5 on the burn, that's on the dead wallet. That's going to be the actual burn. So there is a burn here, a very small supply with that burn. So, you know, you introduce the scarcity in a small supply. So that's good for price action, you know. As we move up down to the taxes, let's talk about these taxes, because this is, I would expect at least 5% in and out because of what you have going on here. And we talked about this. Let's talk about why this is 0-0, because, you know, you got a lot of people who are wondering, they're expecting, you know, some taxes. You have an interesting approach here, and mind you, like I said, with projects of this nature, you do see at least 5 and 5, but you have other ways of bringing money in. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, that's an awesome question.
So I can actually answer
Okay,
the
yeah,
revenue
go for it. Go
structure.
for it.
So I am the team accountant. I kind of, you know, crunched the numbers,
Yeah.
and I am an accountant in real life as well. So I get to see how a bunch of businesses do it and model, you know, the structure of ours after how they have seen their success. How the bridge works, there's a 0.001 Ethereum fee for each bridge, which at the current time is like, I don't know, $2.40.
Yeah.
It's 1,000th of an Ethereum. And then there's a 0.3% liquidity fee, and that goes into the bridge liquidity pool that facilitates instant transfers. So that's online with Uniswap. And then the actual protocol fee, we opted not to use an oracle such as Chainlink, because when you start adding oracles to calculate fees, it's an extra execution on chain, which carries those gas fees back down, you know, to the end user. And we wanted to build something cheap for the higher volume, which is why the fees are cheap and why the bridge contract has to be not simple, but it can't have a lot of moving parts. Because the more parts that move, the higher the gas fees are going to be, and the easier it is to break.
That's interesting. Yeah, that's interesting. I'm glad you brought up the Oracle aspect of it too, because that's an added burden. It is when it comes to the taxation. And I'm talking about fees and things like that. There are fees involved there as well. And it's interesting that you chose not to use that. Now, what's in place? You mentioned not using that Chainlink situation or an Oracle situation. What's in place to mitigate that?
To mitigate that, it's just 0.3% of the total value of whatever token you are bridging.
Okay.
So if you bridge over 1,000 USDC, the liquidity fee for that is $3, and the protocol fee for that is $2.40, or 0.001 Ethereum.
Gotcha.
So the overall fee for the bridge for $1,000, you're looking at right around $5. And that doesn't include the gas, but because we're not using an oracle, we could keep the gas fees lower by making it a flat and standardized fee.
Wow. Stixel, you want to chime in on that?
Yeah. You know, the whole Oracle thing, and you know, I'm a Link Marine. I really am. I'm a big fan of what they do, and we had considered using, you know, an Oracle service. But at the end of the day, you know, that cost would have been put on to the end user, and that's not something we wanted. You know, there's a transaction fee, but there's also a fee to use their services, and it's a great service. But at the same time, you know, we have the facilities in house to do something more custom that we don't need that, and we get to pass that on to our people. You know, we're keeping the protocol fees low. We're going, you know, low cost, high volume is the model. So, you know, if you really think about it, 1,000th of an ETH, it doesn't sound like much, but if you get 1,000 transactions a day, that's an ETH a day in business profit that gets reinvested back into the project for further developments, and as well as you know, we've talked before about you know, in our recent Skybridge medium, we talked about a future opportunity where there would be a points system where users can get some of those fees just for having Aviator and doing a certain amount of bridging objectives. And that won't be available, you know, right away. That's a bit of like a V1.2 type thing. But to share some of that revenue with people who use the bridge, and you know, it's scalable that way keeping the fees low is highly scalable.
Yeah.
It's also a point to put out that the fees are in Ethereum, not in Aviator. So us using those fees to further the project doesn't impact, the price negatively because we don't have to sell tokens to fund anything.
Mm-hmm.
That's a beautiful aspect of that too, and I'm glad you brought that up too because, that's beautiful. Now, explain indie. Let's get back to the arcade just for a bit. What's the difference between indie and your traditional games when it comes to what you're bringing into the Aviator arcade? What's the big difference as far as gamer experience? If you want to go into that.
So a lot of indie developers, right? They're smaller companies, or it's just individuals, right?
Yeah.
And some of the experience level for indie developers is lower. But, just because they don't have that experience doesn't mean that they don't have a great idea or a great concept. And the arcade is a really cheap way for them to kind of get that idea out there and both to crowdfund and get their name, circulating around various communities.
Yeah. I think that's amazing. I think that's amazing. And that's what we need. We need more of that. And this is what you're bringing. So I think that sums it up with it. Because I want to get on, I want to talk about the taxes. And obviously you have that figured out. And I think it's great for an investor to come into something like this without worrying about taxes,
Mm-hmm.
And, you don't have to worry about that. You just, set your slippage as low as you need, to kind of work around the MEVs. You don't want them slapping you on the back of the head.
We got a lot of them. Jared is very present, unfortunately. We don't go a day without someone getting front run by Jared. And it's a sad thing, but it is what it is. Keep your slippage low and keep your gas fast. No tax means the gas fee is cheaper. It's all about making things simple. Me as a trader, I don't want to buy a token with high tax and high buy tax, high sell tax.
Yeah.
I understand, I get it. Project got to make money, but there's other ways to do it than taking it from your buyers.
No, absolutely. And I got a video of this is off the site, and it's a little. What are we looking at here? I just pulled this off of the site. Is this kind of like a preview?
Yeah, a little teaser of some of our in-house games that our in-house team has been working on. So again, it's an open platform. So at the end of the day, what really drives its value is that it's for developers to come in and host their stuff, and they don't have to pay to host anything. There's no barrier to entry. It's simple, but we have our own team of in-house people just so we have a nice selection at launch, and we have our own different project themes. So you see right here is Boshi Bonk, which one of our people are working on, and it's a Shiboshi's themed game, as well as a couple of different Pudgy Penguins themed games.
I saw that.
We're big into NFT integration, and again, we try to handle the blockchain stuff so game devs can focus on making games. That's what they want to do, and that's the art.
Let's talk about the NFT integration in that aspect, because that's huge. NFT, the actual market is pretty docile right now, but it's coming back. Slowly coming back. It will be back. That continues to evolve as well with everything else in the space. But let's talk about that integration into the arcade, because I think that is huge too for the NFTs that are going to be attached to these games.
So the NFT aspect of it, the arcade really is a way to bring utility to any project. So you have all of these various NFTs that are just profile pictures now.
Yeah.
But as we've iterated with one of the games you were seeing on screen, Boshi Bonk, those were just profile pictures. Mm-hmm. And here, we're integrating them into an arcade style format.
That's beautiful. When it comes to the different styles, I know you mentioned the different, I think I saw, what is it, Unity, and then we're Unreal 5?
Unreal and Unity, yeah. And as long as it's essentially supports WebGL, it'll be able to be hosted on the platform. So really that makes it so, again, it's arcade style. So, the file size is relatively small since they're being streamed.
Yeah.
And just a little hint tease thing, and we tease it all the time, but a long-term plan is to build this into more of like a desktop application distribution type platform in the long run. So.
Yeah. We're looking at the penguin right now. I'm just kind of putting these out. These are pretty cool. No,
Oh yeah, this is great.
yeah, this is one you guys are talking about. So you can.
Yeah. So again, one of our developers is working on this other Pudgy game. In addition to the one you saw, he's a big Pudgy fan. And so, he's been modeling all the different traits.
Yeah.
And so, you'll be able to come in and you can, either be able to select your own NFT and it can load those traits. Or, developer could just create the traits and allow people to pick that as they want to. Developers have a lot of freedom with this. So with the NFT integration, it's entirely possible to, have certain things be unlocked by holding an NFT, or certain things be token gated in a way, or maybe a certain level or a certain power up or a certain cosmetic. We try to keep it open.
No, this is beautiful because what I'm seeing here is a dynamic NFT implemented into a game essentially. That's pretty much live. And you talk about traits. This brings traits to a whole new level, like a whole entire new level. And it's just not static. It's just not a profile picture. You're using it. It has great utility within this arcade. And NFT can be a specific asset in a game, a gun, or apparel, just like we're seeing here, different shades and different hats, different customizations. I mean, it brings a whole new world when it comes to integration NFTs, and I love dynamic NFTs. I don't think we see enough of them, but you can see it how they can be applied here. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, it absolutely can. There's a world here where a developer or a project could say, "Hey, we want to have an NFT project that's specifically for this platform." Mm-hmm. And like you said, weapons. Maybe they meant a bunch of different weapons. And they can hook into our API and pull that data and say, okay, well, we checked your wallet. You have this NFT, so we can grant access to this piece in your game session. And it's totally open for developers. So maybe if there's a Bored Ape game and you restrict things to people with certain hats or different, the possibilities are so endless.
No, it is. It is. It's boundless, and it just depends on what the developers bring in. But this is really cool that you have the expanded nature of the games, and like you said, the file is a little small. But I would love to see what you can do with the Unreal. And I know it's a streaming situation, but I think you can still do something really cool with Unreal and Unity as well. Even though the file, you have a capped file size. A lot of devs they know how to work with that cap. Especially with Unreal 5.
That's kind of why we opted for the arcade style, because arcade games don't have to be big.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's kind of Newgroundsy. It's a little Newgroundsy.
Yeah. And then you get the play to earn aspect. It's pretty cool, man. It's pretty cool. So that's because you guys ready for some questions? I've seen some that kind of came up. We'll get to some questions. I was trying to find another one because there's one. This is really cool right here. I like this one too.
Oh yeah, we've been using this one for a while. This is a great little animation. Yeah. We got commissioned pretty early. And it's just a fun one that we like. Just him flying the plane.
Yeah, this is really cool. I like this one. So let's go and get to some questions now. I saw one that I want to get into, and then we'll go to the Twitter as well. Let's see here, Almo. This looks like Almo. He gifted 10 memberships, man. Almo, this is funny. We're doing actually. Let's talk about the giveaways, and then we'll get into the questions. We do have a token giveaway, an Aviator token giveaway, guys. We're going to get to that after the questions, and then for you members, the loungers, we have 2 giveaways. We're going to be doing a double giveaway for my members as well. So we got 3 giveaways, and the token giveaway is going to be first. And hand clap to the team for providing those tokens too as well. I think that's really cool. You guys are really cool for doing that and, providing those tokens for it. And hopefully you guys did, qualify. We're going to look through that. I'm going to go ahead and go through that tweet too to make sure we didn't miss anybody before we do that drawing, as well as the member drawing. And Almo, man, thank you for the bomb. And for those of you who are receiving those memberships, hand clap to you, Almo. Now, I see one right here. Now, this is pretty general, but I think this is a good one. I'll read this to you guys. What are some future goals of Aviator in terms of innovation? This is coming from, I'm pretty sure, I don't want to mess the name up, Akachiro. I'm probably screwing it. Akachiro. I'm pretty sure I jacked that up. But this is, and I'll read it to you again. He says, what are some of the future goals of Aviator in terms of innovation? We'll start with that one.
It's a great question. So I guess there's the two main things, and we've been talking about it a bit, and we may have answered the question a bit already, but we'll dive into it a little bit. Yeah. So as we talked, our two flagship applications are Skybridge and Aviator Arcade, and they're both designed to fill a gap in this space. So Skybridge, we're trying to fill the gap of there being a fully ERC20 and ERC721 compatible bridge that supports any token, and that's fast and supports as many chains as possible. At launch, it's just going to be the base network because that's what Aviator Arcade will be running on. So it is essentially a portal to play games on Aviator Arcade. Mm-hmm. And the arcade itself is we're trying to really change the way people view blockchain and NFT gaming, and trying to bring fun back to the forefront. We call it play and earn as opposed to play to earn. So you're play is the focus. You're not playing to earn, you're playing and earning. So it's about having fun, and it's a platform. It's more than just a game. We're not making a game. We're making a platform and a development kit, essentially. And so it's going to allow developers to really have a lot of flexibility to build and host their games for free, as well as earn kickbacks through play. It's a shared revenue model, and developers actually get the largest cut. So we really want to encourage people to use our platform and build games on. Also, if you're one of the early people, if you build a game that's there at launch time, you get a permanent 5% bonus to your income forever. Oh, wow. It's permanent just for being an early supporter. So we're big believers in fun in games and changing the way we really look at all this blockchain games.
Well, we do need more fresh ideas because it was kind of stagnant in the last couple of years, pretty redundant. That's why I like the concept. You're bringing everything good, easy onboarding. It's going to allow the devs to actually just concentrate on development. They already have the umbrella. They can park here and develop with ease. Without worrying about the other sidebar stuff, if you will. It makes it a whole lot easier. Hopefully that answered your question. And you said I pronounced it right. I thought I jacked that up.
There you go. That's pretty good. I wouldn't have gotten that. I would have screwed it up way worse.
Yeah, I just, when it came out, I was like, yeah, I screwed that up. So you got Petrov. I think that's it, Petrov. Here's another one, guy. It just says, I got one question for you. He actually had two. Let me find the first one. Hold on. You said he had two. Okay, I don't see that other one. So let's go with this one. Let's say, how different is Aviator Arcade compared to the Telegram game platform that's up and running right now? It looks like the same concept. You want to raffle that one?
Ooh, yeah. I this was one I saw on Twitter. I really liked this question.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take this one too, but Magic, I want you to say some stuff as well. But this one I've actually been thinking about. This one was really exciting, and this is kind of personal to us because in our Telegram, so he's talking about Gamey.
Yeah.
Gamey is a Telegram. It's really a Telegram bot, but there's also a token attached to it. And they have, a Polygon deployment as well as an ETH mainnet. They might have additional chains, but I think it's just those two. And they're fun little arcade games, more like mobile games, kind of like Candy Crush type. Okay. Just nice little time passers. And they're pretty fun, and our Telegram really enjoys playing them, and we're fans of what they do, truthfully. But what they do is a lot different than what we're doing. So they are essentially a game studio in a way, and they basically make mobile games that are just built into Telegram, and that's great. There's a demand for that, obviously, and they've really done a good job at filling that gap. But What we are doing is more of a development platform and a hosting platform.
Hmm.
So it is a bit of a different animal.
Yeah.
So um, I personally wouldn't really consider what they do to be blockchain gaming. They're just there's really not much of an integration. I'm sure I'll be corrected if I'm wrong about that.
Yeah.
Um, but they have little bite-sized games that are great. Um, so that's a big difference. The other difference is we have a really strong focus on security. Um, just in the news recently, and it's really sad. But they just experienced a really bad hack.
Yeah.
Gamey Token did
Hmm.
on their Polygon, and that was due to them having a private key stored online.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
that's not
so
good.
we did some looking at that, and
Yeah.
all of our private keys are hardware wallets and multi sigs. Um, at the end of the day, it's people's money, and I mean, mistakes can happen, right? I'm not
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
not judging their project. I think they're building something really awesome, and I want to see more of what they do. But it's just quite a different thing that they're doing.
Yeah.
Magic, you wanted to say some stuff too?
Sure, I can kind of get. He asked about the difference when we start onboarding developers onto the platform. So, something big about your profile is that you can swap it between developer and player. But what that also means is that your profile is connected to your wallet. So to log in, you have to have some form of wallet software.
Hmm.
So we're going to be essentially onboarding game developers who may have not known anything about crypto before, but now they're going to start learning, this new technology so that they can get their games out there and getting played.
Yeah, and we're talking about that indie aspect of it too. That's another situation. I think that's very, very advantageous for that indie developer. Once again, but you know what I mean.
Absolutely. We've done a game jam before recently on itch.io, just to attract like independent game developers, and we're going to be doing more in the future.
Yeah,
And it's just great to get people together who are passionate about building games and telling stories and creating graphics and making memorable experiences, and bringing all that together. It's the art of it that's really special to us.
I'm glad you brought that up because we're talking about networking. Game developers and the networking aspect of this arcade and what that brings to that developers group. Well, it's going to be a lot of developers, and I would think that they would communicate with each other. You know what I mean? It's only natural. So this environment, this arcade, provides that for them to communicate very, very easily, because they'll be pretty close to each other. This game jam is another way of networking on a personal level as well. You guys had this in October 2023, right? Around the 15th. Was that the first one?
The first game jam?
Yeah. Was that the first
That
one?
sounds about right.
Okay.
I'll double check while you talk.
Well, this is something that's going to be redundant, right? Every year.
Probably
it's-
more than every year. So I'm not saying any dates yet. Yeah, October 15th through November 15th. It lasted a month. So, it's not a set schedule or anything, but there's going to be
Yeah.
one a lot sooner than a year from that.
We're looking to kind of coincide the next game jam with the platform beta.
Oh, nice. Nice. Looks like you had a really decent giveaway too. Really decent giveaway during that game jam. So that was really cool.
Yeah, we were happy to fund that. Devs, I mean, it's tough being, a game dev or an artist of any kind. There's, being a patron of the arts is important to us. I went to
Yeah.
school for music. And so being an artist myself, it's a tough world, and
Yeah.
having that support and keeping the door open for people. I mean, artists support other artists, right? That's what it's all about. And keeping things as a platform to where they can come in and be comfortable and socialize, network, collaborate. It's a good thing.
No, absolutely. That's what makes it. This is what it's all about, and that's what I see. One of the top benefits when it comes to, obviously, as a gamer, it's going to be a whole lot of fun. You're going to be able to get AVI tokens just for playing. And, actually, and again, for you holders, great situation for you holders as well. But the developers, I got to tell you, if I'm a developer, I can't wait to get into this. I can't wait to park my code into this and reap the benefits of networking exposure for my platform, and maybe kind of like conjoining and doing a project with some other devs, maybe deploying a game that's kind of a conjunction of not only my idea but another dev that I met at the jam, or just may just know who's in the arcade, and we're kind of networking, so it can balloon into some really cool stuff here. Is what I'm trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty cool. So we got let's see here. We got another one too. Actually, here we go. So this is we gotta get at least one marketing one in. It would just
Oh no. When marketing.
No, when marketing. This is like sought after question. We have to. This is Petro. He had a good one, and so, but this is the initial question, and he had a good one. I like the one about what we just discussed. That was a good one about the game. We got that differences. We got all that taken out. Now, Petro, he followed up with this gem of a. Let's go and get into it. I understand that marketing will start after the AVI bridge and the arcade will launch. This is after that. This is what he understands. So what is that marketing about? He wants to know, he wants to understand the structure of what's going to happen with marketing after the bridge and the arcade is fully deployed.
So for the bridge, one of our coolest pieces of marketing is we've been reaching out to a lot of smaller projects that are kind of inhibited by gas fees, right?
Yeah.
Using the Skybridge, they can take their project over to the base network, create liquidity pools, and not have to deal with very high swap fees. For the bridge launch, we're actually hosting a volume competition that excludes Ethereum and Aviator token. And any token with the highest volume that runs through our bridge, we will have one of our in-house game devs work with their community to build them their own game for the arcade.
Yeah. Right. Hopefully that explains that, and I think we talked about that. There's ample ways that this thing can market itself, not only with intervention from the dev team, but just the platform itself. There's a product here, there's solutions being solved with the bridge. It's very attractable, especially when it's fully deployed. So I don't think you have any problem with that at all. And we've discussed the fact that there's other ways of bringing revenue in besides taxes. That's why there's 0-0. There's no taxes here because the team they already figured that out. They have other ways of bringing money in. And again, if you just look at the structure, guys, of this arcade, you can kind of figure it out. They won't have any problem with revenue. They're going to have ample devs coming in there because the actual benefit of a developer coming up under this umbrella is pretty evident. It's pretty obvious. So, and as me and you as a gamers, it's going to be really fun to go into this portal and just go at it. And get AVI tokens as well while we're playing. So, play and earn. It's a good deal. Hand clap for you guys. I like what you got here. Now, we will entertain a couple more. Then we're going to get to the giveaways because we're coming up on the hour. Let's see here. Neil, let's see. Let me see here, guys. Let's go ahead and get into this now. Because this is, hold on. I think he has a double question. Let's get to CZ's. How is the project going to survive with so many competition? I'm reading this. This is a quote from him out there. He's talking about competition, guys. How is it going to survive amongst the competition? What sets it apart? And he's talking about Aviator. What sets it apart from the rest? And I think it's pretty obvious, but I want you guys to tackle this.
Sure. So, we've been talking about this the whole time, and, we really think we found a gap in the market and in the industry where there's a need to be filled. Just real quick, I think what sets us apart is that whole onboarding.
Yeah.
We're not really competing with other play to earn games. I really don't think, when you look at something like Sandbox or Gala or one of those major projects, I feel like in a way we're not even in the same category. First and foremost, we're a software development company, right? So we're building a platform for people And it's Newgrounds. Like, we've had people say, oh, it's like Web3 Newgrounds, and not quite, but kinda. It really is quite like that, where you have your media that you create, your interactive gaming media, and you upload it, and you don't have to pay to host it. So if you're a game dev, people can play your games, and you can get kickback for it. And but also the bridge, trying to be the only, and this is big, the only, when I say this, the only, I can't say this enough times, the only base compatible bridge that supports all Ethereum tokens, all of them.
Yeah.
So you can import a contract address, and you can bridge and deploy anything.
That is significant. You want to say that again for the ones that are in the back? Say that one, because that's very significant.
All Ethereum tokens and all NFTs, and there's a gap in the market for that, and I think people don't know how much they want that. Making Ethereum connect to its layer 2s more seamlessly, and linking those different layer 2s with the mainnet, because Base and Optimism and Arbitrum, they are Ethereum. They're just extensions of it, and whatever we as a project can do to further Ethereum as an ecosystem and as a development platform is what we're trying to do. So
absolutely,
full token support is something that people don't realize how much they're craving.
Yeah. Did you Magic? Did you want to chime in, brother?
Sure. So the Coinbase, they haven't really started marketing the Base network yet. They have the support for it, but the ecosystems on the Base network are nowhere near as large as the ones on the Ethereum network.
Yeah.
But what became evident during 2020, 2021 is that smaller projects aren't going to survive having to pay these huge gas fees. So we're giving them a solution to move their project somewhere where the gas is significantly cheaper, and they can move their project very cheaply, and we're giving them the tools to do that.
I would like to add to the speed. We didn't talk about the speed because there's a speed issue with the current solution. Skybridge, when it comes to transfer, you want to give us that speed? Because I think it's phenomenal.
Yeah. So, Skybridge V1 is, it's half custom, half forked off of Optimism's code. And the reason it's based on Optimism is that the base network is built on Optimism's tech stack. And so built into Optimism is a mandated 7-day withdrawal delay when you go from layer 2 to layer 1. And so our custom solution is developing a way, using that liquidity that is built through transaction fees and and held in the bridge smart contracts as a way to bypass that 7-day mandated withdrawal. So, there are bridges that have that option, but the token support's limited. So, you can, so many projects are so close. I think there's a lot of great bridges out there. There really are. The whole bridging thing has come a long way, but it's not there yet. Unfortunately, there's a lot of popular bridges that aren't audited. And, as I think anyone who's been in this industry knows, a custodial bridge is one of the most dangerous things in crypto, because all it takes is one exploit, and that can be a serious problem for a project. Thankfully, when that happens, it's usually not holders' money that's stolen, it's the project's liquidity, but that can kill a project.
Oh yeah.
And, as we mentioned earlier, we're pushing this audit, and we're going with Hacken. And, Hacken is truthfully, in my opinion, the most prestigious auditing firm in this industry. And it's not even close. That's what I believe.
Yeah. Oh, that's yeah, excellent, excellent. You know, my take on that is this is an environment. I don't really see it as a competition when it comes to other games. Essentially, you're building an environment and you're building a bridge technology too. That's kind of it's a solution to what's existing, faster and more secure. When we're talking about the base and other chains, kind of like interacting with the arcade. You're building that bridge and you're building it yourself. It's called the Skybridge, guys. If you didn't know, if you didn't hear it earlier, this is an environment. So as far as competition, it's kind of in its own realm, if you will, because it's an umbrella that's going to bring in those actual developers of those games that are competing with each other. They're going to be under this umbrella. That's the way I see it. So as far as Aviator being a competitor to other games, I don't see it that way because of the nature of it. It's an environment. It's a foundation. Do you kind of see it that way as well?
Absolutely. We're not competing with game developers. We're trying to enhance game developers. It's a collaborative thing.
Yeah.
And we're really in our own pocket. Again, like I said, we're a technology company, but we're also a solutions company.
There you go. Yeah. No, I think that wraps that up. And John Blake, we'll start with John. And we're going to get this token giveaway going. John Blake, and this is one of those other ones, guys. Where, this is not, it's not that bad though. Centralized exchanges. Now everybody wants to be on the SEC. Now this is a pretty. I like the way he kind of generalized this question. If a project receives and the releases go as planned, when can we expect centralized exchanges? I think that's a good way of doing it. He wasn't too pushy, John. John, that was a good way of doing it. As far as listing, and he understands that everything needs to be developed. That's great. But when everything goes as planned, like you said, when can the holder group, the investors, and people who are looking at expect listings? And let's go into what goes into that, because a lot of you don't understand. There's a lot of levels to this, expenses, and you just don't want to park anywhere because every SEC isn't created equal. You want to tackle that, guys?
So I can kind of get into this a little more in depth. As we grow, we will have more opportunities for listings, and we have already had internal conversations with a lot of different exchanges. But the issue is there are exorbitant listing fees and pool requirements, right? And that's kind of one of the big tickets here, where the Skybridge solves a problem for us. The fees that are harvested in Skybridge are paid in Ethereum. So when we list, we can actually leverage that Ethereum with Aviator tokens without having to sell any tokens to pay for listing fees, because we'll already have the excess funds from the bridging.
There you go. So John, hopefully that tackles that for you. Let's go ahead and get into the giveaways, because we're coming up really close on the hour. And guys, it's been great so far. And actually, I want to appreciate you guys for answering these questions, essentially. That we went through, because I know that can be pretty tedious at times. And these questions were very, very well put, very respectful. And I want to thank you guys, hand clap to you guys for actually answering these questions. I have to say that.
Oh yeah, a lot of really great questions, and a couple of them were really in depth. We love that.
Yeah.
And we had the when marketing question, and that's still a good question. I mean, there's no bad questions. There really are no bad questions.
No, absolutely.
We're totally open with everything.
Absolutely. So we have the wheel up. Now I extracted everybody that did follow the guidelines, and as you can see, we got a pretty good amount of contestants here. So we have everybody, and I'm gonna double check just to make sure. But we did close off the contestant entry, so because we're about to spin the wheel, so it is closed. So if you are running to it now, you're probably not gonna get on the wheels. But we got everybody that did follow the criteria, the actual guidelines, which was following myself, Crypto Interface on Twitter, and then Aviator as well. Like and retweet, and then use the hashtag in the comments. So we did extract everybody that did do that. And what do you say, guys? Let's go ahead and get this. Let's go ahead and spin this real quick.
Good luck, everyone.
All right. And then after this, we're going to have 2 member giveaways for the members as well, the loungers. And let's do this, man. Let's see what we're going to get.
Let's see. Oh, this is exciting. I love this.
Yeah, I got a nice little spin, too. I got it all greased up for you guys.
That's a big spin, man. Like Price is Right.
Yeah. All we're missing is Bob, right? Let me see here. Wonderful. Looks like wonderful.
Wonderful 012.
Hand clap to you, sir.
What's going on? Congratulations.
Wonderful 012. That's beautiful, man. Hand clap to you again. This is a big win now. You get an AVI tokens here.
Welcome to the pilots, baby.
So hopefully you are in the chat. Let me see if he's in. Hopefully, and that's not really a requirement. We didn't put that on you. And I think I know Wonderful. I think I do. I think Wonderful, you may be a member. I thought I saw you. So if you are, guys, if Wonderful, are you in? Let us know. And we're going to be sending a wonderful AVI tokens. No, I thought I saw him. No, he's not. So I think I know Wonderful. I think I have him in my DM. So again, that is the AVI token giveaway. That is a good bag too, guys. I don't know if you guys have seen. The chart movement is good. We've talked about what's going on here, so that is a great win, and hopefully you hold them close to your heart. and you do well with those. But again, congratulations, Wonderful. So let's go ahead and let me get this. Let me actually record that. So Wonderful 012. Okay, so we're gonna do that now. We're gonna do the other two giveaways. This is going to be the. You know what? Actually, before I do that. Yep, got it. So it'll be Wonderful 012. So if you are listening, DM me on Twitter at Crypto Interface, and as well you can do the same on TG as well at Crypto Interface, and just let me know that you are receiving this, and we will get that to you. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and do a screenshot on this. How about I do that? We'll just do that. So let's go ahead and clear this out, and we're going to get this member giveaway. We're going to do 2 of these. Let's go ahead and reset it. I have everybody that participated in that. And when it comes to these member videos, obviously you have to be a member as well. And I drop member videos every Friday, okay, to the members. And all you have to do is comment, like, and share that particular video. That gets you into this drawing. I pick those comments out of the member videos, and I put them on the wheel, and it's going to be a cash prize, guys. So let's go ahead and get this plugged into here. I have all the participants for that video. That's a decent will too as well. See, we have Tim Shea, Jay Thacker, Jacob Anthony, Raul, Charlie 837, Melina, Scott, Carlos Xavier, Sartha Meta, and Wanderer, Mek Yank, which is a new member too as well, and Crypto Priest. What's going on, Crypto Priest? And then Ruvashai pretty much screwed that up, guys. So I'm not even gonna go anymore. Ruvi, that's what we're gonna do. Ruvashi. Anyway, I'm just screwing that up. Sonia 76065 and Crypto for Retire. I like that one. That's what we're trying to do, man. That's what we're trying to do. Let's go ahead and get this. We're gonna do two spins on this for 2 cash giveaways on that as well. Let's see what we got on the first one. And I need my pen. So we have, looks like it's gonna be Scott Aker 1521 for the first winner. So hand clap to you, Scott. Are you in there, brother? Maybe Scott's out there. I think Scott's out there. So we're gonna be Scott Aker on that one. Let me write that down. And let's spin this puppy again. Let's go ahead and remove Scott from that. We don't want him to double dip, right? We don't want that. So let's go ahead and remove Scott from there. And we're gonna do it again. Let's go again. The second one, let's go. So Scott Aker for that. We got Wonderful for the AVI. And who do we got to close it out? Let's see here. Looks like we got. Oh, that's a tight one. Oh, that's crazy.
No way.
Man, I was about to call you out, Jay, but it looks like Jacob pulled that off. Man, I think I put too much grease on that wheel. What do you think? Too much oil. Jacob Anthony 7465. You are the second winner, and you guys are getting cash prize. Both of you, Scott Aker and Jacob. And those are the members. Hand clap to you, members, for your wins.
Congratulations.
Congrats.
And for the AVI tokens, that was a great win. And as soon as I get a Wonderful, I need your wallet address too as well. And for the member, my members, you guys already know. Shoot me your address to the DM, Twitter or TG, whichever you prefer, and we'll get those cash prizes out to you guys And wonderful. I need your information as well. So if you are out there, I'll be waiting. I wait for 2 days, and if I don't hear anything from you guys, I reset that particular giveaway. So Jacob, Scott, hit me up, and then wonderful. Please hit me up. I think it's wonderful. I think it was 012. I believe it was. But I got you. I got everything noted, and let's go and close this out, guys. That was really good. Hand clap for the Aviator team. And I think I just lost my phone. Hold on. Yeah, let's go and give a hand clap. There we go. Let's close this out. This is wonderful. And I'm glad you guys came out. And as far as questions, you guys did well. Again, thank you for answering the questions for the community as well. And just thank you for coming out to the lounge. And what you guys, any parting shots you want to give before we sign off?
No, we really enjoyed you having us. We got to do this again sometime. This was a lot of fun. We were looking forward to it all week, and this was absolutely worth the wait.
Oh, I appreciate that, man. And we're definitely going to do this again as far as updates as well. My soundtrack was down, so hopefully I'll have some music next time. So we kind of started off, had like a bomb go off with OBS. So I'm like, holy shit, what am I going to... That just exploded in front of me. So I'm like, I got to get this together. Guys, again, man, you guys are welcome in the lounge. And for those of you who are tuned in and did tune in, thank you. As well as the members, everybody, thanks for coming out. And this will be on replay as well. So you'll be able to watch the whole thing over again. You guys be safe. Have a great night. And we'll see you on the next video.